Magic Carpet. Let's go.
Things that one expects to find backstage at a gig, like props and people and bits and pieces, that sort of thing. But what you might not expect to find is a cafe. There's a travelling cafe on this tour called the Voodoo Cafe. And Skip here is the man who deals with it all. And as another customer disappears, Skip, what is all this? Tell me all about it.
This is the Voodoo Cafe. This travels from tour to tour. We happen to be on Michael's tour at the moment. And it's the Cruise Coffee Bar. This is how everybody stays awake for these 9,000 hours a week it takes to do this show.
And whose brilliant idea was it to start this?
It was mine. It started back on Gloria Estefan about a year and a half ago. I think we've been in something like 150 different cities, which is why we got the world map up in the back here, so we always know where we are or where we wish we were.
Where we've been. Right.
And basically, I make espresso, cafe cubano, very sweet espresso, cappuccino. I give spiritual advice. I cure hiccups and charm snakes when it's necessary.
Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Jackson has left the stadium.
For the 5th edition of the Michael Jackson Dangerous Diary. The sun is shining for now. The crowds are here 3 hours early. Time to rock and roll with Jacko.
Michael Jackson's Dangerous Diary, sponsored by Pepsi.
The Jackson Tour has covered 10 countries in just about 8 weeks. But the big news of the event is that they may be part of the posse! Check the jacket!
Maria.
Jimmy. Justin.
Willie.
All of you people either have more money than sense, Oh, you really are? Oh, you really are avid Jackson fans. Why come to every single show?
Because they're all good friends.
Walking down the corridor of the band's hotel in the early hours of the morning, as you do, I chanced upon the sound of piano playing coming from keyboardist Brad Boxall's room, which made me wonder just what the band get up to in their spare time. I decided it was time to find out. It's midnight in Berlin, and we decided to sneak around the hotel to find out just what the people did in their spare time when not playing with Jackson. So, Brad, explain all this equipment and what it's doing here.
All right, well, basically, it's an HRS system, and HRS is hotel room system. And we're lucky on this tour because we actually can have equipment in our rooms that they bring to us when we get to the hotel. And we can practice it right, and it gives us something to do on the off time because you can get a lot of stuff done if you have your instruments in your room, you know. So this is my controller keyboard, and it makes these sounds. And it plays this module, which is a piano module. And if you feel the action is stiff, and so you can actually work out on it a little bit, you know.
So when you worked together, what was it? Was he singing and you sort of just playing along and you improvised like that?
It was all sorts of things. When we did Who Is It, I came in and there was a drum track up and a bass line. And then I figured out some chords with him, and you know, we did the chords. And then we did some other lines and musical parts to it. On Will You Be There was basically the same thing. He has all the parts in his head, basically. And on Will You Be There, for instance, he sang the melody and he says, okay, now play some chords. And I played the chords and he knew what he wanted to hear. And then when I played the right thing, he goes, that's it. And, you know, he writes all this stuff, but, you know, you just like you're sitting down with me now, it's the same way with Michael, you know, so it's fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Play something for me now, please. Play something from the show that I would know.
Okay, well, here's like when Michelle Berube, one of the dancers, does her gymnastics routine. I'm playing the piano and she's center stage, and it goes like this.
We've been working on it for the last 3 or 4 months, you know, since rehearsal and all through the show and everything, and I think we've got it down to a T. And it's, you know, basically it's just him and I working together, you know, it's really good. You know, it's a good one.
So do you rehearse all your moves in advance, or do you just sort of do whatever comes naturally on the day?
No, it's a planned routine, and basically how I feel that day is how it's gonna really come out. You know, if I'm feeling really good and I feel strong and I feel ready when I walk out on the stage, it usually turns out very good.
Have you ever dropped the ball?
I've dropped the ball once. And, I was so scared. I looked up and the ball just hit my hand and bounced off the stage, and I was like, oh my God, what do I do now? There's no ball. So I kept dancing, and all of a sudden the ball flew back up on stage, and I was so happy. And so it was a happy ending, you know?
Like the river Jordan, and I will then say to thee, you are my friend. Carry me like you are my brother. Love me like a mother. Will you be there? Tell me, will you hold me
As you now know, there are about 1 trillion different things involved in putting on a tour, and one of them is feeding all the hundreds of people involved in all this. And that is the responsibility of Crispin Chetwynd, who's head chef of a company called Eat Your Hearts Out. Crispin, what's involved in putting on, feeding a tour?
Well, there's 10 crew. We have our own bus, and we travel with the main production, Michael Jackson production, everywhere they go. We have a runner from local production, and we go shopping. We hit the supermarkets, and we do maybe like 15 trolleys a shop. And
15 trolleys?
Yeah.
So what's involved? I mean, do you have to sort of work out special diets for the different people on the tour, or do you just do sort of a broad spread and hope everything, there's something for everybody?
We usually do 2 meat, fish, veg, vegetarian, choice 3 vegetables, 2 potatoes, probably about 4 desserts, 1 hot. And we have certain people on the crew will be, we have a few difficult people on the crew. We have to.
Difficult as in what way?
Some people can't eat like mushrooms, or some people can't eat certain things, or request certain things, and we do what we can for them.